Hey everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We made it to Wednesday. Only 2 more days. Only 2 more days till Friday. Thank goodness, right? Hey JC. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yes, 2 more days till Friday. Thank goodness, right? I feel like this week is dragging for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Hey, Sarah, sis. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so, tonight I just needed to talk because, all this. Sorry. So, there's been a lot of backlash going on the internet about, Bad Bunny's performance. So many people have said so many, nasty things, and it's just so sad for me to see, as not only a Puerto Rican myself, but a Hispanic and most of all, an American, because I really don't understand why people don't realize that Puerto Ricans are American, and to me that's like straight up ignorant. Like and you don't have to like him, you don't have to like his music, but I think people need to really know his story and then decide from there. A lot of people don't know his story, and I would like to challenge people to re-watch his halftime show, because it was not only about his music, it was about way more. It was about so much more than just his music and him performing on this halftime show. So yeah. So I just needed to talk about it, because it's really, really sad. Yeah. There's so much hate. Oh wow, JC, your electric was out, but thank goodness you got it back. Wow. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you got it back. Thank goodness. Hey sis Lily. So yeah, because what I've been seeing the last few days surrounding this Bad Bunny, the Super Bowl, and the reactions to it honestly like shocked me. And I don't usually get shocked easily. Um, and I hope nobody gets defensive, because like I said, your opinion's your opinion. But I want everybody to really look at that performance, because it was so much more. Like, even me, I'm not gonna lie, like when I first saw it, I missed a lot of things, and when I rewatched it and saw others rewatching it, and even my sis Tinker, she left this beautiful comment on my last video about it, about what she saw, and Tinkers is not Hispanic. So for her to see everything through that performance, it just really like, it was something else. Um, I wasn't gonna read the thing. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. Was it this? Yeah. So I'm even gonna read her comment, because I just want people to see how people other than Hispanics see it. Like, you could say what you want to say. Of course, everybody has different taste in music and things like that. But this is what my sis. Dad, you're here. All right, throw it out in the garbage in the bathroom. Sorry, guys. So this is Tinker's comment under my video about the backlash that I did. I did a video also about my reaction to the Super Bowl, but this is what she said. So I had to go watch the show to add my honest input. I didn't understand a single word, but I understood the message. This bold and iconic performance showcased all the things that make us alike at our core. Bad Bunny displayed young love, proposal, engagement, marriage, and family. He showed us hard work and celebration of ethnic pride. At our core, this is what every community value. Him, including all the countries of the Americas, was a core for unity and inclusivity. I loved everything about the show. Although the concept was basic, it was also elaborate and a reminder that we all desire the same things and we're all worthy of dignity. No better, no better, not any worse than the next man. There absolutely nothing to dislike about this show. One last thing, Bad Bunny has a new fan. And that was a message that a comment that my sis Tinkers left under my reaction video to the performance. So wasn't that beautiful? And Tinkers is not Hispanic. So to me, that was just beautiful, beautiful. To see somebody come back that doesn't know Bad Bunny, that doesn't know the language, and that was her honest opinion. And she didn't want to give me opinion just to give me opinion. She actually went to go watch the performance before she left her opinion about the performance. And whether it would have been her comment would have went a different way, I still would have respected regardless. But that was a powerful comment from somebody that doesn't even know about Bad Bunny or who he is or whatever. But to actually watch the show and see all that and be able to speak about it, I think that was pretty awesome of her to actually, read between the lines, That was just beautiful. Hey, Ryans. How are you? Welcome in. I have two Ryans in the building. Hey, Ryan, bro Ryan, and hey, Ryan's Random Things channel. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you guys are hitting that like button. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. So, yeah. So, you don't have to like Bad Bunny. You don't have to like his music. You don't even have to like NFL halftime show, whatever. But what's been happening, this is not just about music anymore. This feels like something deeper, something uglier, something that America doesn't like to admit out loud, Before I even go further, let me know if you guys did you even watch the halftime show? You could put yes, no, clips only, or you could be honest and say you didn't even care to even watch. I just it's interesting just to see, if everybody watched it or not, you know. JC says she enjoyed the halftime show. She likes Bad Bunny. That's what's up. Hey, Sheldon, welcome in, Sheldon. Yeah, so now, listen. I know everybody watching doesn't know who Bad Bunny is. So if you're like, girl, I don't even know this man, just stay with me, all right? Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican artist, one of the biggest artists in the world, not just the US, the world. He performs mostly in Spanish, and that right there, That's where some people mentally just check out, because of the language barrier, because they can't understand, so they're not even interested, you know, because apparently some people, for some people, the Super Bowl is only American if it sounds a certain way, looks a certain way and caters to a certain audience. And that's just wild to me because last time I checked, America is made up of a lot of people, a lot of diversity, a lot of different people, Be honest now. How many of y'all in the audience are watching the replay speak more than one language? And how many of y'all actually wish you did? Because I would actually wish I can, speak more languages. I mean, I know if I practice, I probably could, but I wish at this moment I could, because that opens a lot of doors for you, when you are multilingual, you know? And when you listen to other music that is not of your culture, you can actually understand them if you knew different languages. But, you know, but here's where it went left for me. It wasn't just I didn't enjoy the performance about that's everything that I'm hearing. It was the tone, everyone's tone, like critiquing everything about him, his outfit, the way he was dancing, the choreography, the vocals, just everything. They're criticizing and critiquing everything, you know? They were talking about the language. They were talking about identity. They still talking. I can't say even were. They still talking to this day, 3 days later. They were talking about who belongs on that stage, that he wasn't worthy of performing. Now, that's when I realized, oh, some people are just uncomfortable seeing Hispanics front and center. And I'll be honest with y'all, I knew racism existed. I knew prejudice existed, but I didn't realize how many people were just waiting for a moment like this to say the quiet part out loud. And I honestly didn't see or realize how many people don't like the Hispanic culture until now, because like the person I am, I'm from New York, I'm Puerto Rican, I consider myself an American, and people treat us Puerto Ricans, and now I'm seeing it like we're actually from another country, which we're not. Hey Tamixis. Hey everybody, anybody that I missed? Hey Richie. Yes, several certain members of Congress want to open an investigation. Yeah, I saw that. Like, ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know, does anybody remember? I wasn't even going to talk about this, but does anybody remember a few years ago when Rihanna went on stage? Does anybody remember her performance? Because I don't think what I saw Sunday was something like I saw in Rihanna's performance. And I love Rihanna, don't get me wrong. But to want to do an investigation now on some twerking, they crazy. They they need to find something better to do with our tax dollars. That's what I'm saying. Cause that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. you know. So I did. The thing about the prejudice and all that has really had me going crazy these last few days because it's really, really sad. You know, have you ever felt like people were okay with your culture as long as it stayed in the background? Like we're supposed to hide who we are, and that's really sad to me. You know, people should be proud of who they are regardless of what people think. you know just like me, I'm not prejudiced towards anyone. I love all my people, and even in romantic relationships, I actually prefer people that are not even of my culture. So it's sad to see so many people in our country that think so different than I think, you know and it blows my mind that we live in the USA, the so-called land of the free, the melting pot, the place where everybody comes to build a life. But the moment a Hispanic man performs in Spanish on one of the biggest stages in the country, people act like the country is under attack. So let me ask, freedom for who? You know? Because it feels like freedom only applies when it makes certain people comfortable. You know? We love Hispanic culture when it comes to tacos. We love it when it's music playing quietly in the background. We love it when it's a dance trend. But when it's confident, when it's unapologetic, when it doesn't translate into itself, for you, oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem, you know? Why do you guys think that Spanish makes some people so uncomfortable? Just type one word of why do you think Spanish makes some people so uncomfortable? Hey, B3. Oh yeah, I do have a vertical one and a horizontal one going on. There's two chats. And actually, they both were talking about America, but yeah. So, yep. So Bad Bunny was good. Kendrick was way worse the year before, but it's different strokes for different folks, I guess. Exactly. Like, come on now. There's so many performances that were worse than that one. But like I said, because why? Because he's an Hispanic man, and people are scared of diversity, scared of hearing a different language. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I bet you when you go to Puerto Rico, you loving, their beaches, and you're loving them cooking for you and things like that, right? I bet you go to the rainforest and all that, right? You love Puerto Ricans then. You love Puerto Rico then. Everyone was afraid of a black woman in the White House, yeah. So we are getting what we deserve right now. Psh, isn't that sad? Yep. One word. JC says fear. Yeah. Yeah, JC says fear. Yeah. I think it's fear too. Fear, ignorance, you know? Fear and ignorance. And this is something that I found on Instagram that I wanted to show you guys. So right here it says Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime becomes the most watched ever with 135 million plus viewers. And then this is another one.
And workers sweat. Interestingly, these fields were performed
Oh yeah,
for $2 million. His outfit also had special meaning. The number 64 was his mother's birth year, and the surname Ocasio on his back reflected his identity rooted in family and land. Number 2.
I'm gonna have to mute it because of the music, but wait, let me refresh that so we could read what they're saying, what the guy is saying. I'd rather him say it, but so it says no one realized that Bad Bunny Super Bowl hit 5. Look, it going so fast. It's going so fast. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna have to mute it. All right, the stage was filled with realistic sugarcane fields, symbolizing Puerto Rico's agricultural roots and sweat. Interestingly, these fields were performed by real actors hired by Bad Bunny for $2 million. His outfit also had special meaning. The number 64 was his mother's birth year, and the surname Ocasio on the back reflected his identity. I missed that part, but rooted. From number 2, he invited the most celebrities onto the stage in history. Besides Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin, he also invited Pedro Pascal, Cardi B, Karol G, and Jessica Alba, highlighting Latin culture and artist unity. Number 3, Bad Bunny brought his hometown to the stage. The flame tree, an iconic Puerto Rican symbol, represented resilience. The baba hat honored rural workers, and traditional Puerto Rican instruments also appeared. Number 4, Bad Bunny climbing a power pole symbolized Puerto Rico's hurricane struggles and power outages, honoring those restoring power. You know? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Even that football, did you see? I don't know if you guys read that football, but, you know, and they criticizing that he paid tribute to all cultures. Look at this, bringing all national flags on stage after saying God bless America. And even the football he held, you know, was about unity. Together we are America. And everybody just looked right past this performance. It's sad, but what did it have to be? And I don't know about you, but do you see Bad Bunny's skin color? You know, it's not like it's dark skin or, you know. So why are why are they hating him so much? You know, and I know a lot of people saw different things, you know, saw different things in his performance. They pointed out a lot of different things. Oh, this is my Instagram, guys, if you guys want to subscribe to my Instagram. But yeah, but this is another one. Like, did you guys know that it was once illegal for Puerto Ricans to fly this flag? The flag that Bad Bunny held at the Super Bowl halftime show is not even the official flag of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's flag uses a darker blue, while this sky blue version is associated with the movement for independence from the U.S. The flag was designed in the late 19th century to mirror Cuba's flag, a reference to the parallel revolutionary movements in Cuba and Puerto Rico. A 1948 gag law made it illegal for people in Puerto Rico to display or even own the flag. It also made it a crime to speak, sing, or whistle songs criticizing the U.S.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, in 1952, Puerto Rico's colonial government co-opted the flag, changing the triangle to navy blue to emphasize U.S. control. So I just had to bring a little bit of history, you know. And in his song La Mudanza, Bad Bunny says to bury him with the light blue flag on his coffin. And here people were unalived for raising the flag. That's why he carries it everywhere. That was a quote in his song. Here, people were killed for raising the flag. That's why I carry it everywhere. Now, you know. So if you don't know, now you know. There's so many, you know. Like, oh, no, hold on. I didn't want to show this one yet. I want to show this one. This one was about, it says Kendrick showed us the problem and Bad Bunny showed us the solution. Oh, sorry, guys. So you guys didn't even see that. But so this is about them, Kendrick and Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. So, you know, they're saying that Kendrick showed us the problem and Bad Bunny showed us the solution. So if you guys don't remember, this was both of them in separate, you know, Super Bowl shows, halftime shows.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. You really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to break the game, but you can't fake influence. They get on it like that. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Oh no. It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. You really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to break the game, but you can't fake influence. They get on it like that. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Oh no.
You know? So he showed us what was wrong, and Bad Bunny was showing us that unity is the way, you know? The way to fix it is the solution. You know? Well, I don't think this was on the screen when I was talking before, so let me just show you guys. This is about the flag. So yeah. So that was when I was talking about the flag, how it was illegal even to carry the flag, and he wants to be buried with the original flag because that was the original flag. And once it became a U.S. territory, they made the light blue into the darker blue in the flag. And that's why he brung the original flag onto the stage. It's just so much to it. Like, this is gonna make me look into more of my culture, because everybody should know about your culture, right? Sorry, I muted it because of the sirens. So B3 said they say it all the time. Well, I don't know. Statistics said it. I don't know. Well, everything is political, so who knows? Yeah. To be honest, it's sports. Politics shouldn't be a part of it. I loved his performance, but I do love sports being sport. Yeah. I'm glad that at least you liked it though, because that's not your culture. You're not even from America. So, that says a lot also that you can see through, and it's okay and you're okay with diversity, you know? Yeah, politics get into everything, and that is a problem. Yeah, Hey, Heck, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in, you know? Australia is very multicultural. That's what's up, you know? So this is another one that I found on Instagram. It says, I didn't hear anyone complaining when Puerto Ricans spoke Spanish when they went to war to fight and die for your freedom. Yeah, because they must forget that Puerto Ricans go to war too, you know? So right here it says Puerto Ricans have been U.S. citizens since 1917 and have a long, distinguished history of serving in the U.S. military, with thousands fighting in every major conflict from World War I through current operations. Their service, often in Spanish-speaking units, highlights their contribution to American freedom. And I'm just loving all the things that are coming up about Puerto Rico, especially because I'm Puerto Rican. So yeah, I do love it. I love, learning about my culture. I love hearing about it. And I really think that, it's just sad that we continue to see so much diversity, and because they're treating Puerto Ricans like we're not American. Hello, we're American. We don't need a passport to go to Puerto Rico. We don't need to become a citizen because we are citizens already. Like, people are so ignorant, so darn ignorant. It's ridiculous, But did you guys know that because of all the backlash going on social media, that Bad Bunny actually wiped his entire Instagram? Like, he has no post on his Instagram because of all the backlash. And that made me sad, because he has came so far, He has came so far. Not only the halftime show, but he just won the Grammy for Best Album of the damn year. He's on tour right now. And now he has to deal with this, no posts, no pictures, nothing. And I don't care how famous someone is, but that tells me the noise got loud. The noise got loud for him. He was tired of seeing it. He was tired of hearing it. He was probably tired of people, under his comments, leaving nasty comments. It's very freaking sad that the land of the free is not really the land of the free, and we are not open to be who we want to. People want us to be a certain way on the straight and narrow, but what is normal? Is there really a straight and narrow? Come on now. You know? And it does cross another line when politics get involved. When public figures started ranting, when people in entertainment started going on unhinged tirades. And yes, some people face real consequences, lost opportunities, lost jobs. That one, I forgot what was her name, Jill something, I forgot her name. If you guys know her name, but Jill's some, I forgot her damn name. But anyway, even she just recently got fired from her job because of what she spoke on, being disgusting on her job. And that's another thing. When you're in the entertainment field, you have to be careful. You have to be careful what you say, because yes, you might be in an industry that you think you can say what you want to say, when you want to say it. But if there's going to be a lot of backlash or people are going to go at you, you're going to lose your job. So you better just keep your opinions to yourself at a certain point. At a certain point, if you're getting that paycheck, for being a public figure, sometimes being quiet is best if you don't want to lose your job, especially from being ignorant, you know? So the reason why I came out to talk about this, because I'm going to be honest, this really hurt me, because I never realized how deep the dislike for Hispanics still runs. We work, we contribute, we raise families, we serve in the military, we are part of this country. And yet, moments like this remind you that some people will never see us as fully American. And that's heartbreaking. Yeah, Jill Zarin, Sheldon. Yep. Jill Zarin. She's the one that lost her job. Yep. So if you're watching this now, if you're watching this on the replay, let me know how you felt about this, how you feel about everything that's going on lately against us Hispanics. If you're Hispanic or from an immigrant family, drop where you're from. Drop your flag in the comments, in the chat, and it's just scary because these people, especially now, with ICE roaming this country, you just never know. They'll even stop people that are actually U.S. citizens, and you just have to be careful now. It's sad that they say, I mean, they've always said, make sure you have your ID with you, but now more than ever, it is very important to have your ID with you, because they are really looking and they will stop anyone. And you don't want to get detained, even if eventually you get released. But who wants to go through all that as a U.S. citizen? Like, no, you know? So what really scares me, that this isn't just happening here. The world is watching. When America reacts like this to culture, it gives permission for others to do the same. Music is supposed to bring people together. Art is supposed to open minds. And it's too many closed minds out here, you know? But instead, it exposed how divided we still are. Now, what will this moment what will that performance be remembered for? Would it be, remembered for his growth, for his, where he came from his overcoming, or will it be remembered for diversity? The performance, are they going to remember the performance, or are we going to remember the reaction? Yeah, so it's sad. And if you don't know about Bad Bunny, please look into him and look up his story. If you haven't even watched the halftime show, go ahead and watch it. And don't just look at him, look at everything that's on the stage, because it tells a story. It tells a story of what message he was trying to bring to us, trying to bring to the world. That unity is very important. To stop looking at somebody's, stop looking at the cover. Try to look within. Unfortunately, a lot of people just see the exterior and they don't think anything more, So at the end of the day, this wasn't really about Bad Bunny. It was about how America reacts when it's forced to confront diversity it can't ignore. You don't have to like the music, but you should respect the people, respect the culture, respect that we all come from somewhere, you know? Because if we can't handle a little 5-minute halftime show, how are we handling real life? You know? Now, what's one thing you wish people understood about your culture? I wish people would understand that, number one, that we're all still people, we're all humans. And another thing is that we are American. Puerto Ricans are American. So I just had to, come and talk about this because it was, you know, bothering me and making me realize, how people think about Puerto Ricans, and it's really, really sad to me. But I'm not gonna go on and on and on and keep going on. But I really hope people understood my message and Bad Bunny's message and why I decided to talk about it. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe. If you would like to donate to this small content creator, this small channel, please Cash App BX Queen C. Yeah, any donations are greatly appreciated. That's the only way I can get any, blessings or tips or donations at the moment. I'm working towards, growing my channel. I'm still on the way to 1K subscribers. So you can help me out. That's greatly appreciated. Share, 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 like. Hey, Fantastic. Welcome in. Yeah, so I'm really just, this is like the ending of the live. I said my opinion, how I felt about this. I also showed some, post on Instagram about the halftime show and what it was about, and showed some things that people might not have seen and showed things that people might not have known. Yeah, so I just want everybody to realize that, we're all one. We are, we're the country when it comes down to it. There might be people that don't like us, but oh well, we don't have to not like people just because they don't like us. And me, for one, I am a Hispanic. I am a Puerto Rican. I am a New Yorican because as you guys know, I'm from New York and I'm Puerto Rican. So I'm a New Yorican, but most importantly, right now, I am an American. So I felt a lot of just ignorance and distaste for people to feel just because they can't understand a certain language, to have so many negative reactions and opinions towards it. And it's just sad. People really need to grow up, you know? And like, oh, another thing. And like he said, the day of halftime, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And I agree. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you, for being here for this real conversation, even, when it's a little bit sometimes uncomfortable and maybe you don't understand because it's not your culture. But just if it's not, if you don't feel a certain way, be happy, because I definitely felt a certain way, when we should be proud of who we are regardless, That's how we grow, by having an open mind. So thank you guys, and I will catch you on the next one.